What do you look for in a partner?
I heard what you were saying, but somebody got to yield.
Men do not speak from an emotional standpoint. That's the whole idea.
But we have them.
I was telling Joel that I don't understand.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Hey, the way my cold has got my throat, but I can't. It's got me by the neck, blood. Literally, the cold has got me by my neck, literally. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that are up. Loads. We appreciate we're talking to you today about AJ and Kyra and why they keep arguing. The reason why they keep arguing is because both of them are on the same plateau. And as you heard in that clip there, AJ said to her, "You need to yield." And because she won't yield, he's not going to be able to tame her, and he's never going to want to able to stay there. And she's not going to yield because she doesn't feel safe around him. It's a catch-22. We're going to break it a little bit more down. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads, and stay hydrated. You understand? I've done it all the way wrong, but don't worry about that. We'll continue. All right? Listen. Let's get into this. All right, cool. So you just saw in that clip there. I want to go back to it and just give you a little bit of what was actually said in this clip. Just watch it and pay attention.
What about you, AJ? What do you look for in a partner?
I heard what you were saying, but somebody got to yield.
Men do not speak from an emotional standpoint.
See, that's the first point we get there, which is that, you know, someone's got to yield. And what now, honestly, I understand that, you know, being the case that Kyra doesn't feel safe emotionally around AJ, he doesn't promote that kind of safeness. That's not just from El Cheapo, that's from the fact that she's seen, I guess, other behaviors which haven't shown her that he is actually genuinely, I would say, that he's genuinely committed to her. And because of that, you know, she's gonna be unwilling to surrender to him. He's not showing her enough good leadership qualities for her to say, "Hey, I'm gonna let you take the lead." Now, this could be also because that, you know, she's a lawyer and everything like that. But I think the main issue here is that he's just not showing the great qualities of leadership for her that she needs to be able to yield to. Right, because she's not yielding necessarily to Jason either. And the reason why is because Jason too isn't asking her to yield. As Jason made a comment about wanting her to be the captain of his ship, I was like, blood, you don't want no girl to want to be the captain of your ship. The captain is meant to be the man. This is not because a man is you know, being misogynistic or being chauvinistic. The man is accountable. A captain is accountable, not responsible. I said this in another video. Accountability means that you are responsible for the whole project. Responsibility falls on a woman. So when she's doing things within the relationship, she's responsible for her actions. But guess who's accountable for the whole relationship? We are as men. Just like a pilot, just like a captain, just like a project leader. Right now, we know certain people can be fired from their role even though they're not the project leader, right? Those are in exceptional circumstances. But in most cases, it still falls upon the person who's accountable. Okay, and so with AJ and Kyra, what we're getting is this consistent beef between the two of them because Kyra's not feeling safe and he too doesn't feel safe around Kyra in terms of this woman will yield to my leadership. Okay, he needs someone a bit more softer. Alexis is willing to yield to his leadership, but he doesn't want it. And the reason why is because he wants a perfect balance. We all want a perfect balance. He's not getting it from Alexis. Okay, Alexis doesn't just submit to him, she worships him, and that's completely different. Okay, it's completely different. We saw that also as well with the fact that he didn't like the fact that Alexis was being so overly aggressively sexual at the beginning. He felt that was a bit too much. Why? Because she had the worship energy, putting him on a plateau, on a pedestal. He didn't want that. Right, with Kyra, he gets also a good blend in the terms of I got the challenge. She got that assertiveness. That's enough for me. We see that. Yeah, he talks about it later on. We'll play that clip in a second. So she's got that right blend in terms of keeping him attentive, but she doesn't yield enough for him to make him to choose. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, and that takes both of them. Okay, I'll play a little bit more of the clip and we'll go back.
But we have them.
I was telling Joel that I don't understand AJ and Kyra's relationship. They argue constantly.
You see, I was speaking about this about masculine and feminine energy in the live, and I was saying about the fact that Kyra and AJ has a right type of masculine frame for Kyra that makes her feel cool, but the problem is he doesn't emotionally keep her safe, therefore she cannot yield what she needs to yield to him. Then the arguments come because she wants him to yield, right? Or I should say she wants him to create the emotional safe space, and he's not doing it, right? And the arguments come from his end because he wants her to yield, but she's unwilling to do it, and then they butt heads because they both are very strong characters, right? They're dominant forces in their field, which is why Jason gets dominated by Kyra, and why Alexis gets dominated by by Jason. Alexis gets dominated by AJ. So it's all part and parcel of this thing, it's all part and parcel of this thing. It's how they see themselves in relation to one another, right? Let's play a little bit of clip where we see AJ saying that, he likes Kyra's assertiveness. Okay, let's play a little bit more. We'll go to that here. Okay, let's keep. Okay.
What we got here? Chef hats?
Y'all are doing the most right now.
We ain't get no hats.
Y'all ain't need none.
We ain't need none.
Y'all don't have no hair.
Now it's about to get to there. It's just the opening little section where they're at the kitchen talking. Venetia is cooking. Kyra's also there. AJ and also Joel's in the room, right? And I want you to pay attention to what's going to happen, because he's going to obviously speak about in the cutscene how he feels about himself and Kyra's connection. And this is really important because it gives you an insight to his mindset.
That's how it is. We ain't need none because real chefs don't wear the hat.
AJ ain't saying nothing because
I figured if I'm talking to them, I'm distracting them from doing what they're doing.
Now, see, that's the difference between Joel and AJ right there. AJ's like, he makes a little bit of a joke, if I get involved, I'm gonna be, distracting them from blah 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 blah. But really and truly, in regards to the situation, it looks like he's nonchalant. In that situation, he looks like he's nonchalant. In that situation, he doesn't. Almost like he's too laid back, right? He probably doesn't. He probably not heavily involved in the cooking stuff. It's not his big deal. It's not necessarily a big deal. But in that situation, it just looks like that. He's like, he's holding the cup. He's chill. It's like, I ain't really trying to get involved in that kind of stuff. And it looks too laid back, right? It looks almost too much. Whereas you see Joel is still joking. He's not getting involved, but he's still joking, making a joke about, I don't want to get involved with the cooking. Kyra gets on him a little bit. It's all fun and games, right? Cool.
I need this to come out fast.
Yeah.
When it comes to Kyra, I always feel like that's a person that you have on your team where it's more of a give and take.
So you hear him again. He goes, having Kyra on your team it's like more of a case of having a give and a take, right? Because that's the relationship they're going to be having. And when I think the words he used, give and take, there are more geared towards, there's going to be some war, but there's also going to be, some exchanges where they're going to have to try and work out how to complement one another appropriately. Because both of them are very strong characters. And this is why a lot of men don't deal with people like Kyra, I'm just going to be honest with you, because they don't want that war. There's going to be a war. If he doesn't carry enough energy, and I'm not even just talking about masculine per se, because he's got a good masculine frame, but in terms of the emotional safety, if he doesn't produce enough of that energy for her to yield, he is going to always be at war. And a lot of men, when they see women like Kyra, they think they're strong, they go, I'm not going to involve myself. That's why strong women, oftentimes men try to stay away from them, because what they don't want is to consistently be battling. They don't want to consistently be battling. I'm not saying that Kyra is argumentative. It's not even just that. They're battling right now because of, like I said, both egos and pride, and both neither want to yield. But I'm saying that's why men don't want to go after strong women or seemingly strong women, right? Because they know that whenever direction is going to be given, they're going to have to fight that. They're going to have to fight to make their point, or they're going to have to fight to get agreements from the other person. And that's energy. That's not peace. Right? There needs to be some level of amenableness, right? Which personally I don't think you see from Kyra towards AJ as such. She might be a little bit more amenable towards Jason, but Jason is, again, I don't believe he carries enough energy, masculine energy, for Kyra to stay in a long-term situation with him. I may be wrong, but that's just my personal thoughts.
Do we have any peppers, like
I get you together. I got you together.
No, I mean green peppers, like fresh peppers.
Oh, I know I need a woman with a certain caliber of assertiveness. I think
So you hear him say that he needs a lady of a certain caliber of assertiveness, right? He needs that. And why does he need that? He needs that because, you know, he likes to be kept in check. You know, he doesn't want a pushover, which is what Alexis is. And that's what I'm saying is about there's a healthy balance that, you know, with Kyra, he gets more of a better balance that he's requiring. He does not want the person to worship him, which is what Alexis is doing. Why? Because the person's going to be clingy, and he's probably going to be annoyed by that. They're going to spend all their time with him. They're going to want all his emotional energy, and he doesn't want to give that. That's energy spent. That's time spent. That's going to be too much. Do you know what I'm saying? So for him, he's not going to want to deal with that kind of girl. He'd rather deal with someone like Kyra, even though they argue, because like I said, she will not have to take as much emotional time from him and energy by being clingy. He can have his space and she'll respect it. Whereas with Alexis, if he has to have his space, he already knows he's probably going to have an argument later on. He's probably going to have to, you know, make some excuses to get out of her presence. He won't have to do that with Kyra, seemingly. So it seems, right? Okay.
that Kyra does that or is willing to do that. I really, really appreciate that. You got me wanting to go ahead and jump in.
We don't need no help. Still trying to see what he cooked, though.
What? I can cook.
Again, just some really good banter that's happening at the table. Everyone's kind of just capping jokes and everything like that. You know, it's interesting because, like I said, the next part you're going to see is Kyra kind of give her opinion about how she feels, that she feels like her guard is down, and they're going to correct her. Let's listen to this.
Some work to do, but I think that we really are enjoying each other, and I really sincerely feel that our guard is coming down so much, and it feels good.
Now, this is where she explains that her guard is up, but you saw earlier on by the pool where I think even Jason mentioned about asked her about her guard. Her guard is still up, and the reason why her guard is still up is because she's still playing games, partly, right? She's scared to be hurt, so she's still playing her game. This is the honest truth. And so until she stops playing her game, the guard will always be up, right? That's what I was saying to you about Adriana from last season. I said the same thing. I said, if you play games, people will always think you're playing a game. Like, the game is good for the game. But actually, when you talk about a long-term relationship, if I have to win you playing a game, I'm always going to think you're a game player. Do you know what I'm saying? If I see you playing that game as a man and I see the woman playing the game, it's all fun and games until it's long term, and then you realize, actually, if I have to keep watching, if I know you can play games, how do I know I'm getting your authentic self? How do I know I'm not getting your representative? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's play for a more.
Here you go, a third cup.
Thank you.
Yesterday was good, but it was...
Okay, so nothing really happened in that next scene. Apologies, I went up too far. So yeah, I think in regard, and we'll do a part 3 where we talk about Kyra and AJ at the very end scene, but they are gonna always have problems. I can guarantee this. They're always gonna have problems until one decides they're gonna yield. And since Kyra is unyielding because she's not safe, and he's unyielding because he doesn't feel safe, they're never gonna win. They're never gonna win. So until someone decides they are going to surrender and submit, it won't change. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications of what uploads. We appreciate it a lot. Stay loaded. More is coming.